Sports Chat. I am your host, Nizzy. And in this video, you guys, we're going to be breaking down the Jazz's victory over the Los Angeles Clippers last night by a score of 117 to 111. Now, this was a good game to watch, you guys. This has been a really close series so far in the first two games. Obviously, the Jazz took the first game by a score of 112 to 109. Gobert comes up with a clutch block at the end of the buzzer there in game one. Game two gets a little bit close at the end again, and then the Jazz start to pull away there in the fourth quarter. Some clutch threes from a few different Jazz players. Royce O'Neal had a really clutch three ball there late in the game. Joe Ingles hit a clutch three ball. Donovan Mitchell had a clutch three and a nice drive for the lay-in there at the end of the game to seal the deal. I mean, Clarkson was clutch all night for them. I mean, they got some shooters, man. Utah's got some freaking shooters. I've never seen a team that just bangs in threes with so much confidence. Reminds me of old school Golden State Warriors, man, back in the day, because these guys are just hammering in three balls from all over the court, shooting it with confidence, not missing hardly any of their shots. They shot 51% from three-point range, which is insane, as well as 55% from the field. So just an outstanding shooting night from the Utah Jazz all around. You had Clarkson come off the bench and step up huge for them with 24 points, 1 board, and 2 assists. I think he shot like 9 of 16 or 9 of 15 as well. So very efficient night from the guy. Just an outstanding. This is exactly why he's the sixth man of the year, right? Just outstanding. Is a walking bucket as soon as he comes off the bench. It's huge to have someone like that on your team as well, because anytime Donovan Mitchell comes off the floor for a little bit, you know you got a guy who can create his own shot and get to the bucket, or hit, step back three, or hit a little floater in the lane. Whatever the case may be, Clarkson's got a nice little toolbox of skills that he's got there to be able to hit his own shots and create his own shot off the dribble without having to get too many passes or get open in the lanes or anything like that. So he's a very formidable sixth man of the year. Did a wonderful job for them last night, getting 24 points. Joe Ingles had a nice game for him as well, getting 19 points, 4 boards, and 4 assists. Bogdanovich had a couple nice key clutch buckets in the fourth there as well. Seems like anytime Utah needed a big basket, somebody was coming up in the clutch and hitting one, whether it be Ingles, Bogdanovich, Mitchell, Rudy Gobert, Clarkson. So many different guys making clutch buckets at clutch moments throughout the game. And that's exactly what you're going to need from that type of team if you're going to want to make a far push in this playoffs, getting production from every facet on the floor there. And that's exactly what's happening for the Jazz, man. They're looking outstanding, absolutely outstanding on their home court. Even when it gets close and the Clippers they took a couple little leads there, the Jazz stayed calm. They stayed cool in their defensive sets, kept pressing, and then, like I said, they would come up with some of them clutch buckets there late in the fourth, retake the lead, and end up closing the deal. So a really, really exciting game to watch. You had Gobert had a really nice game as well with 13 points and 20 boards. Also added in 2 steals and 3 blocks. So just doing everything out there. Obviously the reigning defensive player of the year, making a big impact on the defensive end of the floor. Doesn't get too many points. He's never been a guy that gets 20 or 30 a game averaging, but does all the little things that are so key and so pivotal for you to be able to win games, especially on the defensive end. So Gobert did a phenomenal job there as well. Yeah, just an incredible night all around. Mitchell goes off again, 37 points, 3 boards, 4 assists, 27 points in the first half. This guy is unreal. Everyone's calling him Dwayne Wade 2.0. Yeah, I'd say he's earned that right by far. He's been outstanding so far this playoffs. He's averaging, I believe, around 28 or 30 points a game right now, which is just insane. And he's just so good at breaking his defender down. Donovan Mitchell can just break down the defense so well. Understands when he can make that drive to the rack for the lay-in. He's unreal at the little step-back threes or the pull-up threes. Really good at finding his teammates as well for the kickouts when he drives to the rack and he gets into double coverage. Or I've seen a lot of plays there where he gets double-teamed and he just was able to thread the needle and find a good pass to his open teammates there. So just doing all the little things right. Reading the defense properly and not playing too aggressive and making the wrong decisions. Just kind of sitting back on it and letting the defense come to him. And then making the proper read from that, whether it be driving to the rack for a basket, stepping back for a 3, kicking it out for a 3 for one of his teammates. just seems like he's always making the right play. So, and he works hard. You could tell he's a great leader out on the floor, encouraging his teammates, telling them to stay calm and keep level-headed even when they get down a little bit. So I think they got great leadership with Utah, great coaching, and these guys are poised to make a deep run in the playoffs here. Once again, Clippers are down 2-0. I'd be very shocked, you guys. I'd be very shocked if they come back from 2-0 again, like they did against Dallas. Dallas is a lot easier opponent to come back from 2-0. You're basically playing Luka and a bunch of, bench players. They don't even really have, I guess, Tim Hardaway Jr. Tim Hardaway Jr. was one of the guys that stepped up for him. He had a pretty nice series, but guys like Porzingis and that were just an epic failure. So it was a lot easier for the Clippers to be able to come back in that series and handle business. I don't think it's going to be that easy in this one, you guys. I could see this one maybe going to 6. I don't think they'll be able to push it to 7 games. I don't think they're going to be able to win that many. And they had bad luck at home against Dallas Mavericks, so that's the scary thing if you're a Clippers fan right now. Because now you got 2 games at home where you haven't played that well at home to begin with. So it could be an easy 4-0 sweep or a 4-1. Possibly 4-2, we'll see. I think it'll probably end up being 4-1 for the Jazz series final. I think they'll be able to win 1 game when they go out to Los Angeles there, and then they'll probably close her out in Game 5 is my guess. But nonetheless, great game. We're definitely seeing that Donovan Mitchell is a bona fide superstar. This guy is not messing around at all. I mean, it's a treat to watch this guy play the game, man. He does everything the right way. Tenacious on the defensive end as well. Works really hard. Great leadership. I mean, makes outstanding shots. Just incredible three-pointer shots. Some of the drives that he does to the frickin' rack where he'll double pump it and then do a little reverse underneath the bucket there for the lay-in. I mean, just some of the skills that he's acquired over the years and the player that he's become is just incredible. Kudos to Donovan Mitchell, man. I mean, he's stepped up huge. He's made the Jazz an absolute contender. They have a great chance of winning a championship this year, led by him and Rudy Gobert on the defensive end. So we'll have to see what happens in this series, you guys. Obviously, Jazz are up 2-0 now. Second game was a little easier for them to close out than the first one. We'll have to see what happens here come Game 3. And then we'll go from there. Kawhi's got to step up big time. He only had 21 points yesterday, 4 boards, 5 assists, nothing too crazy. You had some other guys step up, like Reggie Jackson had 29 points, 3 boards, and 2 assists for them. He had a really nice game. Paul George had 27 points, 10 boards, and 6 assists, just a little shy of a triple-double. Needs to shoot a little better, though. I think he was a little bit better this game. Paul George shot around 44% from the field. But I'm pretty sure overall in the playoffs he's shooting in the 30s somewhere, so he hasn't been that consistent. He needs to get a little more consistent with his shot-making ability. And Kawhi's got to take charge. Kawhi's got to take over this series if he's going to want to win a few games for his team. If they don't decide to take over here pretty quick like he did in Game 6 there when he was playing the Mavericks, went off for 45 that night, he's going to need one of those Kawhi-esque performances out of himself. And if he doesn't get that, man, it's going to be a quick series. Because Utah's not going to let up on the gas, I don't think. And they're just such a better defensive team comparatively to the Dallas Mavericks. So it's a lot tougher challenge, obviously, for the Clippers. I'm rooting for the Jazz all the way. Hopefully they can knock them out in 4. But we'll have to see what happens. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section down below. What do you think the chances are of the Jazz going on a 4-0 win streak here to take the series? How do you guys think Donovan Mitchell fared? Do you think we can officially say Donovan Mitchell's a bona fide superstar now? Personally, after seeing him this playoff series, obviously last year he had a great playoffs, but after this year as well, following it up with another great playoffs, and it's not over yet, I would say he's a bona fide superstar in the league. One of the faces of the league now, I would say. Just absolutely dominating in every facet of the game. Plays outstanding, great leadership qualities, and I'm excited to see what the future holds for him and the Jazz. So anyways, you guys, once again, let me know what you think in the comments section down below of the game last night. We'd love to get your guys' opinions on everything. And once again, you guys, I appreciate you all taking the time to watch this video, and this is Nizzy with Nizzy Sports Chat.